You want society to accept you, but you can't even accept yourself.
Let's face this once and for all. Everyone has two faces, right? So when we talk about two faces, we think, oh, two faces, Divya and all of that. But the truth is, every human being has two faces. The first face, or even let's say two or more faces. The first face is the one they show the world, the one they show everyone outside. The second face is the one they show people close to their family and friends. And the third face is the one they are, locking down there, the one no one sees, right? So I'll break it down. Everyone has a shadow. I do have a shadow, you have a shadow. And sometimes we're embarrassed about our shadow because our shadow is this part of us that we do not want anyone to see. Sometimes our shadow is not ideal, right? According to society standards, is not ideal, the ideal part of us or the most ideal part of us. So we tend to lock it away. So that's our third phase. So I'll start from the first phase and I'll break it down to the third phase. The first phase is the phase you put on outside, right? We are all pretending. Okay, let's not go there today, but we are all putting up this facade, showing people outside that we're this and that. So that's the phase. People outside, your friends, your colleague, your family, some maybe extended family gets to see that. That's why you see some people that at work they are very friendly, then at home they are something else, right? Or at home they are very friendly, then at work they are something else. So they are putting on a different face for a different set of people, kind of different strokes for different folks, right? So the second phase is the one that people very close to you, probably your partner, your wife, your boyfriend, your family, your children. That's the phase they get to see. That is not even the main you, right? The main you is your third phase, the one that you hide away, the one that you lock away, the one that you do not want people to see because obviously there is some part of it that is not ideal. I use myself as an instance. I have three types of laughter. The first laughter is the one I use outside, right? So probably if I use my real laughter in my office, I'll be sacked. So I have this chill, bougie laughter that I use outside so I do not appear mad. And I have this second laughter for when I'm with my family and friends. That one is a bit a bit more real, like my actual laugh. Then there is this third one that whenever I'm alone, like I remember something that happened in the past, I just burst into that's my actual laughter. So this analogy is not about laughter, but you get what I'm saying. So today I just want to advise you to embrace your shadow. Yes, I know your shadow might not be ideal. I know it might not be the best part of you. But guess what? When you banish your shadow, when you lock your shadow away, your shadow will, yes, it will be locked down for a while, but one day your shadow is going to be coming out to disgrace you. Not really disgrace you per se, but your shadow will come out on a day and at a time you least expected. And it will be very hard for you to control your shadow because you have never really gotten intimate with your shadow. You've never really gotten to know yourself outside of what people in your office, outside of what your family think you should be. You've never really gotten to know yourself to that extent. So sometimes you're even shocked, like, am I really the one doing this? Like, can I go this far? Stuff like that. So that's why I advise, no matter how bad your shadow is, everyone has a shadow, no matter how they try to paint it, even the Pope. Everybody has something in life that they do that I'm not proud of. Okay? So that's why I advise commune with your shadow, be intimate with your shadow, get to know your shadow, address that thing within you that likes to do that stuff, right? So if there is something weird you like to do, don't pretend, don't try to push it away or act like you don't do that, you don't like that, because one day it's going to be coming out to haunt you. So what you're going to do is do your shadow work, journal, like write down why that thing interests you. All right, let me just use a horror movie for example. If you like to watch horror movies, I'm just using a very light example, right? You love to watch horror movies, and you really don't want people to know that this is the kind of movie you like to watch. Or let's say you like to watch pornography. Let's put it that way. You like to watch pornography. And obviously, you do not want people to see you in that light as someone that likes to work choreography. So you go to your journal, that's in the journal, you write. You can just basically write, that will even lead you, your shadow will even lead you to discover a part of yourself you never knew existed. So let's say you love to watch pornography, and then you pick up a sheet of paper and you write down why you feel that way. You write down, like, it's not really a structured writing, but it's basically addressing that thing in you that loves to watch adult content, right? So let's say you're into watching certain kinds of adult content, you have to write and address that thing in you that loves adult content. Maybe there is something in you that wants to create that kind of content. Maybe there is something in you that resonates with that kind of content. Maybe there is, something in you that wants to be like people in that content or want to copy them. So when you write it down, that's like the first step to start addressing your shadow. I usually advise my friends whenever they come and be like, oh, I flared up today, I screamed at someone, or I felt jealous about someone else's, or I felt envious about someone else's success. I'll be like, you have to go and address that thing within you that feels that way, right? It's not your fault, you're human, and you are bound to have a shadow, you are bound to feel jealous, you're bound to feel certain emotions, but you don't let it get out of hand. You do not let your shadow to control you, right? You control these things. So when your emotions start controlling you, when your shadow starts controlling you, that's a very bad thing. So that's when you see that your temper starts controlling you. You do not know when you flare up, you just scream at people, or you do certain things that you don't get back to your senses and you start asking, did I really do that? So at that point, your shadow is unhinged, right? Your shadow is kind of controlling you, but you have to take back your power and control your shadow because you are in charge. Okay, if you run this parole, your shadow cannot take over. But there are certain steps. You won't force your shadow down all the time. You cannot succeed if you decide to force your shadow down all the time, because sometimes it wins and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes the shadow wins. So you have to learn to address your shadow. You have to learn to work hand in hand with your shadow. Instead of trying to suppress it, you work hand in hand with your shadow, because your shadow is a huge part of who you truly are, and you have suppressed that, right? I don't know how to put it, but let's say maybe growing up, you always wanted to be like a dancer, right? But people started shaming you, started talking you out of it. And now you're older and you always feel that energy to dance. You always feel happy to dance. But because of that conditioning and stuff people have said about you being a dancer, maybe they will say, oh, most dancers are prostitutes or stuff like that. So because of those things, it's holding you back. So when you journal, the times when you journal, you go back to your childhood experiences and you talk about these things and you realize why you feel this way. So let me know if you want a part two, where I will be delving deeper into shadow work and how to unlock unlimited resources by knowing who you really are and working hand in hand with your shadow. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till I see you next time. Thank you for always watching my videos. Bye.